Okay, everyone, who hasn't dreamed of walking around Paris with a baguette? Don't lie, I've seen your Pinterest boards. We're talking the Eiffel Tower, those cute little cafes, and a feeling so perfect you'll probably cry. So if you're planning a trip, or just want to feel like you're here with me, get ready for the best Paris guide. Let's continue with Top 10 to go in Paris. As you know, we're talking about the top 10 places you absolutely have to see. Before we start, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any travel ideas. Okay, let's go. First up, the Eiffel Tower. I mean, obviously, it's like the Beyoncé of Paris. You can't just skip it. Plus, the history of this thing is crazy. Did you know Parisians actually hated it when it was first built? They thought it was really ugly. Can you imagine? Now, everyone wants a picture with it. Speaking of pictures, here's a tip. If you want those beautiful romantic sunset pictures, go at sunset. Trust me, the light is perfect. And don't even get me started on the view from the top. Next up, the Louvre, also known as the Mona Lisa's home. Okay, maybe not a normal home, this place is huge. We're talking the world's most visited museum, people. I'm pretty sure I walked 10,000 steps just walking through the halls. And speaking of steps, fun fact, if you spent 30 seconds looking at every piece of art in the Louvre, it would take you 100 days to see everything. So unless you're planning on moving in, you'll want a plan. My advice? Skip the crowds and go on a Friday night. They're open later and it's way less crazy. Plus, nighttime museum visits are just cooler. Moving on. All right, let's talk about Notre Dame. Now, I know what you're thinking. Emma, you're putting a church on a fun travel list? But trust me, even after the fire in 2019, this place is amazing. Seriously, the architecture is incredible. You can just feel the history. And speaking of history, did you know that Victor Hugo, the guy who wrote The Hunchback of Notre Dame, basically saved this place? His book was so popular it started a whole movement to fix it up. How cool is that? Anyway, if you like books, which of course who doesn't, you have to check out Shakespeare and Company. It's this cute English bookstore really close to Notre Dame. Okay, shoppers, this one's for you. The Champs-Élysées. It's like a fancy French version of Rodeo Drive. We're talking designer stores, cute little cafes, and so many people to watch. Seriously, grab a coffee, find a bench, and just enjoy everything. But before you spend all your money, go to the Arc de Triomphe. It's at the end of the Champs-Élysées and it's really, really tall. I'm surprised I didn't get dizzy walking up all those stairs. But the view, you guys, the view. Fun fact, there are 660 names of French generals engraved on the Arc de Triomphe. Oh, and another tip, go at night. The Champs-Élysées is all lit up and it's magical. Okay, so you've done the tourist things, now it's time to go somewhere a little different. Montmartre. It's this charming little neighborhood on a hill, and it's like a dream. Cobblestone streets, colorful buildings, and artists everywhere. Like real artists painting and selling their work. It's very touristy, yes, but in a good way. And at the top of the hill, the Sacré-Cœur Basilica. It's this beautiful white church with a dome you can climb inside. And the view from up there is amazing. You can see the whole city, including the Eiffel Tower. It's the perfect place to think about life. Or just take a lot of selfies. Okay, if you're looking for a romantic date idea in Paris, this is it. A Seine River cruise is perfect. You see all the famous landmarks from a different view, drink some wine, and maybe even kiss. Just me. Okay, anyway, even if you're not on a romantic trip, a Seine River cruise is still really fun. It's a great way to relax, see the sights, and get great photos. Plus, there are tons of different cruise options. Daytime, sunset, dinner, live music, and more. Chapter 7, Sainte-Chapelle, stained glass that's like really pretty. Okay, this one's kind of a hidden gem. Well, as hidden as something can be in Paris. Sainte-Chapelle isn't as famous as other places on this list, which is too bad because it's beautiful. The stained glass is amazing. Like, imagine walking into a kaleidoscope. It's that pretty. Tip, buy your tickets online because this place is popular and no one wants to wait in line. Okay, time for a day trip. Take a train to Versailles, home of the fanciest palace ever. We're talking 2,300 rooms, people. 2,300. I can't even keep my own apartment clean. The Palace of Versailles was the home of Marie Antoinette, and she had good taste. The gardens are perfect, the Hall of Mirrors is famous, and the whole place feels royal. Tip, get there early, like really early. Also, rent a bike. The gardens are huge, and it's the best way to see everything. The Latin Quarter. It's one of the oldest and coolest neighborhoods in Paris, and it's a must-see. It's called the Latin Quarter because a long time ago students there all spoke Latin. How cool is that? Anyway, the Latin Quarter is full of history, small streets, cute bookstores and crepes. If you want a good crepe, check out Creperie Genia. And the best part, it's not expensive. Okay, last but not least, something a little spooky. The Catacombs of Paris. It's an underground maze of tunnels with the bones of over 6 million Parisians. Yes, you heard that right, 6 million. It's a little creepy, but also interesting. It makes you think about life and death. But don't worry, it's not too scary. The catacombs are well lit and organized. They didn't just throw the bones down there. They arranged them neatly, and there are even bone sculptures. Tip, bring a jacket. It's cold down there. And that's our quick tour of Paris. I'm tired just thinking about all the croissants we ate. So, which place do you want to visit first? Tell me in the comments. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more travel videos and tips. See you in the next adventure.